Good evening, everyone. William here, 1799. Glad you come around. If you like this video, hit that subscribe button down there, leave a comment, and pass it on to as many people as you can. Let's dive into this a little bit. And I find it fascinating myself. Tesla showrooms. Tesla automobiles are being attacked, swastika, keyed, damaged deliberately, going after owners who already owned them. People were selling them. There's a lot of violence on here, all brought on by the Democrats because they hate Doge, they hate Elon Musk, they hate Donald Trump, they hate the DOJ for uncovering the truth of where your money is, where it's going. I did a video just recently on where your Social Security is. And it's amazing, like I said, very amazing. But let's talk about something about this, destroying these showrooms and these cars. But let's draw a little bit of history too about the Nazi, the cars, whole 9 yards. Volkswagen Beetle was conceived in the early 1930s. The leader of the Nazi Germany was Adolf Hitler, who decided there was a need for a people's car, an inexpensive, simple, mass-produced car manufactured based in Wolfsburg, lower parts of Germany, established in 1937. Now that's a Nazi car, right? What was the people's car? The VW. What do we call it later on? Beetle. Designed by, driven by. Let's go on a little deeper. The Volkswagen Type 82 Nazi version of the Jeep, which actually was a German Jeep, was a lightweight military vehicle used by the Wehrmacht and the Waffen-SS, Nazis. Including the Mercedes too, was also used by Adolf Hitler, his own special car. Nazis. The Volkswagen thing, also known as the Type 181, was produced in 1968 to 1983, which you can still find that car around. It's been restored. You could get parts for these vehicles for all the collectors out there, and reenactors too. The Volkswagen bus and the new van, the VW van. But other German-made vehicles are Audi, BMW, Mercedes, the Volkswagen AG, Opel, and Porsche. Now here's the thing about those cars. The Audi, BMW, Mercedes, Volkswagen AG, Opel, and Porsche are also making electric vehicles. It's like Elon Musk is making electric vehicles. So, what's the deal? What's the deal? It's just Elon Musk. Just all it is. Same technology almost, some variations, but same technology. Then you have Dodge, Ford, Chevy, Honda, Toyota, making electric cars. Why are they called Nazis? Because they use the same technology. One person, same technology. And you know, here's the wild part about it. We're going after these showrooms to destroy the property, to do this, to do all that. But you're hurting American workers who work in these plants. Now, ironically, the Democrats knew this. They knew it. They know that you're going to put manufacturing out of business. They understand that. That's why they're doing it. They don't want manufacturing here in this country. When more companies come here into the United States, it drives the Democrats nuts. Because they don't want that manufactured here, because they can't make no money. If it's manufactured here, there's no tariffs. Somehow, when we ship stuff overseas, our tariffs are high. But when it comes into the United States from other countries and our own manufacturers who are here, but the manufacturing's overseas, they're low. But we ship out tariffs high when they bring in tariffs are low. Is that fair? Which will hurt the automotive industry. Democrats don't care about the automotive industry. They care about power. Our followers must go across the country. They're the only ones that can actually muster such a protest across this country with a lot of financial backing from big backers, I'm sorry. So what's the difference here? These are German manufacturers. These are German showrooms. Why aren't they going after them? Not because they're... It's nothing more because they hate Doge. People are being laid off. What did Bill Clinton do? Did the same goddamn thing. But we won't mention that. No. Obama, same thing. We won't mention that though. Ronald Reagan said it's easy to talk about cutting government and wasteful spending. But you could talk all you want, but you got to actually do what you say. Democrats don't want to do that. They want bigger government. The bigger the government, the more money we can spend, the more money we can hide. And promise the people of a speedy process, which doesn't really exist at all. You're paying people not to show up for work. But Democrats don't care how many people we put out of Tesla companies. Shut them down. Go after Tesla. Go after the manufacturer. Go after the owners physically. And that's what their followers are doing. See, the problem, their followers, they worship the Democratic Party as if they were gods. So whatever they say, they do. You need to get 16 COVID shots? We'll get 16 COVID shots. Need to go out there and punch that person in the face? They'll go out there and punch that person in the face. Because their God tells them to do it. You go after these people who own Teslas who don't sell them. You go after them, you see them drive on the road. You harass them physically. Go after them physically if you have to. We need to hurt Elon Musk. And you know what? You're not hurting him. But you're hurting Americans that you don't like because they didn't vote Democrat. See, these fools who jump up and down about the Green New Deal and if we don't buy electric cars and get rid of these fossil fuels, we're going to die in 3 to 5 years. We've heard that over and over again. Scientists and and all this other nonsense they dumped up on it. That's why they got rid of the pipeline. That's why they cut back on this and cut back on that. And you know the sad part about this? Everyone out bought, we're forcing people to buy electric cars. New Jersey has a fucking law that for some reason you have to have an electric car by 2028. Because we're no longer going to allow gasoline engines in our state. This is Democrats. And the right of Republicans. Because they want to keep their seats. You can't make this stuff up. You can't. California's another one. You have to get an electric EV by a certain date, certain year. But we're going after Tesla, whether you have all these other manufacturers who are producing the same damn thing. Technology is the same. Where did they get it from? Well, we don't have to answer that question. We already know that. The same person is trying to save our country from going bankrupt. The same person is trying to help out our environment. Now, I'm not a fan of electric vehicles. But somewhere down the line, I understand they're going to come up with it anyway. But all they're doing here is going after Elon because you're going after corruption. That's why they got rid of Trump in the first administration. He talked about going after the swamp. Why Democrats panicked, why Democrats pushed all this nonsense for very simple spy on campaign and lie about it. Hillary Clinton Russia collusion documents that didn't pan out to anything. It was a lie. Mueller report was a lie. Ukraine phone call, you can download that and read it yourself. It has nothing to do with what Adam Schiff talked about. But they kept us focused on Donald Trump. That's the key here. Stay focused on Trump. Don't watch what we are doing. You focus on Donald Trump. So then people get brainwashed with it that Donald Trump must be guilty then. That's why we can't let him back in office. You can't make this stuff up. That's why they went after Donald Trump, because he gets back in office. They were afraid he would probably try to start digging into where all the money's going. That's why he did all this, what they did with his lawfare, January 6th and everything else. They already assumed he would try to run again. But I want to make sure they sealed his fate and make an example out of him for the rest of the Americans. That's why they're after Elon Musk and all his manufacturing for electric EVs. But you have a whole list right there of all the stuff that goes on. All the German manufacturing and the history of German manufacturing, even from the Nazi Party itself, that we used here in the United States and you still use today. BMW, Porsches, Audis, Mercedes, Opel, Porsche, and Volkswagen G's. Why don't you key them up and put Nazi swastikas on them? People, you can't make this stuff up. You can't. If you like this video, like I said, share it. Till then, I got more stuff I'm coming up with. Keep your friends and family close, and do not be afraid to defend yourselves. And watch.